Big break with The Who in the 60s, screaming rock and roll, and look at him nowadays. Oh, we all mellow, don't we? 7:18, good morning to all the team at Epping Boys High today. A few nervous people there. Tonight's night one of the musical Jesus Christ Superstar. Performances tonight and tomorrow night at 8 p.m. You always get sweaty palms and that, don't you? But the people at Epping Boys High, it's going to be a top one, 8 o'clock. You want to go along too. It's only $6 in for adults. And all the big performances are on. Details from Epping Boys High School. 7:18, 2WS.
Who's number one for selling anything from a pool cleaner to a poodle, Janice Booth?
I'll tell you, Teleclassifieds.
What happened?
I sold a pool cleaner to the first person who called. I couldn't believe it sold so quickly.
Did you get the right price?
I sure did.
Did you talk to Kelly at the telly?
Yes, she explained how Teleclassifieds are number one for selling just about anything.
So where will you sell next time, Janice?
I'll tell you, Teleclassifieds.
I tell you, Teleclassifieds, 288-2000, 288-2000.
I'm John Savage, and this week's St George Building Society Youth Sport Award 86 winner is 14-year-old Bruce Duffy of Blacktown. Bruce is a sports all-rounder competing in soccer, water polo and swimming, but excels at surf lifesaving. Bruce represented New South Wales in the Australian Junior Championships in Adelaide for the third year in a row. He helped the team to top the national point score as a member of the first-place board and swim teams. Well done, Bruce Duffy, this week's winner of the 2WS St George Building Society Youth Sport Award 86.
You don't have to be an Italian mama to cook good Italian food. All you need is the Italian video cookbook from the Prospect County Council. In no time at all, you'll turn out perfect ossobuco, zabaglione and other delicious mouthfuls. Video cookbooks, just $2 a week from any Prospect County Council office. And they'll give you a free cookbook to go with it.
Someone you can trust. See the Prospect County Council for good, honest advice.
Video cookbooks, a service of the Prospect County Council.
7:20, and from our job search 3,000, a couple of sales jobs going to sell furniture for the Whitewood Warehouse at Parramatta. Now, all training is provided. Jim will fill you in on the details if you'd like to phone Jim after 9 on this number, 726-9888. 2WS, keeping Sydney working at 7:20. Well, it's normally about this time every morning we do a Pete's Put On phone call, and you guessed it, it happens every now and then, maybe once every 2.5 months or thereabouts, but our victim is not answering the phone. We've been trying since about 6:45 this morning. We'll keep on trying between now and 9 o'clock for another victim, another Pete's Put On from 2WS. 2WS and the Sound's greatest memory. One Aretha Franklin, Spanish Harlem. Great song too, good memory. At 7:24 and our 7:30 news, that's in 6 minutes from now. Steve Lander will have the latest on this protest that happened earlier on this morning. Greenpeace protesters have been arrested after hanging banners from the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Talk about cause a bit of a stir. We had police launches out. We had all the media there, and they really held up the traffic a lot, and the police had to go up there on the bridge and get the guys down. Details in our 7:30 news. The Victoria Bridge, the Gladesville Bridge, Victoria Road, traffic heading into town, really starting to build up. Very, very long delays occurring there. It's 7:24 now.
Hey, Tom, look what's going to happen in Dallas. In the TV and video magazine, free in today's Sun, we take a sneak preview of some of the exciting things about to hit Dallas. Plus, there's a special report on why Nurse Jones is leaving her country practice.
You know, that guy who plays JR used to be one of my favorite TV shows.
Yeah? What show was that?
Leave It to Jeannie. Or was it I Dream of Beaver?
The TV and video magazine, free in today's Sun, the daily newspaper especially for the family. Warm, ripening days of golden sunshine. Golden vines heavy with golden fruit. Mellowing to golden perfection in aromatic oak. Locked away in Seppelt's cool, dark cellars. Released to gold medal winning acclaim. Liquid Gold, the 1985 Chardonnay from the House of Seppelt, is now available.
7:25.
Hi, did you know that the early birds at West City Holland 76-hour marathon get a free Presto breakfast, and those that get there in the afternoon can take in a free wine tasting. And they're going to sell 76 cars in 76 hours. Yes, bargains like you'll see out there only come around once in every 76 years. So get on out to 120 Sunny Holt Road, Blacktown. That's Tony Garnett's West City Holden. They're open for the full 76 hours this weekend.
You'll be right in the running. When you race with the tide, you'll be right in the running. with a TAB.
Howleys is not the only speeding comet. Saturday night at Penrith, see the fastest greyhounds blaze into action in the NEC Sprint and McPhee Transport Cup. Penrith Greyhounds, Saturday night.
You'll be right in the running when you race with a TAB.
It's the next best thing to being there.
7:26. Welcome to Friday morning at CWS. Steve Lander standing by with our 7:30 news. But after that, our birthday bit for today, plus your chance to win from TWS. Our lunch of the month coming up after 7:30. 7:28. Stevie Wonder, Part-Time Lovers. Steve Blander is next with our 7:30 news.
Come on board, the two of us are all alone. Wouldn't you love our boat? Wouldn't you love to go boating?
You can see everything in boats at the Western Suburbs Boat Show this weekend. See everything from dinghies through to family runabouts, inflatables right up to 25-footers. There are over 200 boats on display, plus all the accessories. So come on board the Western Suburbs Boat Show this weekend at Silverwater Park, Silverwater.
Country lovers, side by side, share the taste of paradise. Tonight you know it's good to be alive. Capricorn cooler, blending of wine and fruit to tempt you away.
Capricorn Cooler, the wine lover's cooler. Available this week at Direct Liquor, Seven Hills. The sparks will fly tonight at the Parramatta Speedway when Victorian sprint car stars Max Dumsney, Ian Lewis and David Anderson take on New South Wales in the Peter Dixon Sprint Car Memorial. Lewis broke American Danny Smith's record last week and he's hot to trot. Can the Victorians knock off Rush, Brazier, Butterworth, Tunks & Co? This is one race not to miss. It's going to be a ripper. What a show. Modifieds, Wild Fender Bender Roller Derby and Sprint Car Spectacular. 8 p.m. tonight, Parramatta Speedway, Granville Showground.
2WS 7:30 News. Good morning. This is Steve Blander. 2 members of the Greenpeace group will be charged with trespassing by police today after they climbed the Harbour Bridge this morning to hang an anti-nuclear banner. The pair were quickly removed by police, but not before traffic on the bridge was brought to a standstill while drivers watched what was happening. One of those arrested is Cameron Sharp. He says they're protesting an American nuclear test detonated in the Nevada desert this morning, and also the visit to Sydney later today of US Defence Secretary Caspar Weinberger. Sharp spoke to us from the back of the police paddy wagon.
And he'll be in Sydney pressuring our government about Star Wars. So the banner was saying stop nuclear testing now. For that reason to...
Do you think this was a responsible action?
Oh yeah, we had it really well worked out. You know, there was no danger to anybody.
Are you experienced with climbing the bridge?
Not with climbing the bridge, but I've had experience climbing. The bridge is not difficult to climb the bridge.
Does it disturb you that test has now been detonated?
Oh yeah, of course, because now the Russians are going to start testing again.
Were there any difficulties in coming back down?
No difficulties at all. The fellow from the DMR took the banner down. He insisted on carrying it down himself, and we came down with him.
Greenpeace member Cameron Sharp arrested this morning after hanging that banner from the Harbour Bridge, speaking to us there from the back of the paddy wagon just before it took him away. A 5-year-old girl has been mauled by a pack of wild dogs on a beach on Queensland's Sunshine Coast. The girl was holidaying with her family when the animals attacked. Rod Field.
Police say Christiane Corney suffered severe bites to almost every part of her body when she was attacked by one of 4 dogs near the freshwater camping ground about 150 kilometres north of Brisbane. She's now recovering in the Royal Brisbane Hospital. Police say she was in stable condition when she was transferred by ambulance from Gympie Hospital to the Royal Children's last night. There's confusion over to what type of animal attacked Christie, with some eyewitnesses claiming it was a dingo. But local police say it could have been a wild domestic dog, possibly an Alsatian cross. Police say the pack leader has been shot overnight and traps have been set for the others. In Brisbane, Rod Field.
A 28-year-old woman appears in Parramatta Court today charged with the attempted murder of her 2 children. The woman's been charged on 4 counts following an incident at her Winston Hills home. During a Bible class, her 16-month-old daughter was found unconscious in bed. And detectives are investigating claims by a Blacktown woman that she was involved in the murder of a girl at Richmond 9 years ago. The woman rang 2WS News to confess and has also made a statement to police. She claims the girl's body was cut up and thrown into a dam. Now to update sports news, here's John Savage. Australia's Greg Norman is 2 strokes off the pace in the US Masters Golf Tournament in Augusta, Georgia. As the 88-strong field filters back to the clubhouse after round 1, Americans Bill Kratzhurst and Ken Green top the leaderboard on 68, with Gary Kosh 69 and Norman and Tom Watson locked on 70. Turning to Australian rules, Geelong has dropped the flamboyant Mark Jackson for tomorrow's match against the Sydney Swans at Cardinia Park. Paul Weissel.
The controversial full forward, who's played with 4 VFL clubs so far, says if Geelong don't want him, they should pump him off to another club. The Cats have replaced Jacko with young recruit Bill Brownless, who's shown a lot of promise over the last few weeks. Meanwhile, the beleaguered Collingwood club have dumped brilliant centreman Jeff Rains, and his future with the club is also in doubt. Rains has refused to take the 20% pay cut demanded by the Maggies, so the club dropped him from tomorrow's match against North Melbourne. In Melbourne, I'm Paul Weissel.
Checking other news in brief, the federal government is not expecting trouble from unions over the transfer of spent nuclear fuel rods from the Lucas Heights reactor, but Energy Minister Senator Evans does admit there could be some opposition from a local action group. An international search is underway for engineers to man the North West Shelf gas project because Australia doesn't have enough experts in the natural gas area. And Toyota has been fined for failing to comply with Canberra's 85% local content law in its vehicles. Toyota is the first company fined under the regulation and has apparently been levied some $300,000. To the weather details, and after a very warm to hot day with fresh northwesterly winds, there'll be a late southerly change cooling things down. Temperatures for the west and southwest 29, Richmond and Penrith 30, the mountains 23 and the coast 26. At the moment, humidity 99%, the barometer steady on 1,021. It's 15 degrees in the west and southwest, 16 degrees on the coast at 7:35 on 2WS.
12:24 2WS morning. Welcome. It's Friday morning. That's Neil Diamond's Longfellow Serenade and Pete Graham. 7:38. We've got our birthday bit too. A look at some of the more hysterical side of things that happen on this day throughout history, and our birthdays honours list also. Sam Power's next with the latest on the traffic and trains for this Friday morning.
Get more entertainment. Mr. Movies Bill Collins has an exclusive interview with Mel Gibson. Mel talks about his personal life, his interests, and his new movie, Lethal Weapon. It's the first Australian interview Mel has given in 2 years. And to celebrate, The Mirror is giving away a Mad Max machine, the Kawasaki GPZ valued at $4,000, and Beyond Thunderdome video cassettes. In today's Daily Mirror.
Big news from St. George. St. George's new Super 8 offers 15.5% per annum for just 2 or 3 months term on $5,000 or more. High return, short term. An ideal investment in this time of interest rate uncertainty. 15.5% per annum for just 2 or 3 months. Drop into any St. George branch and get the big news now. But hurry, the offer won't last.
What a great idea, St. George.
At 7:39.
There's nothing better on a cold winter's night than a nice, long, hot shower. Until it goes cold. If your hot water heater isn't coming on hot and strong, talk to the Prospect County Council. They'll get you in a lot of hot water this winter with a bigger, better hot water system. And right now, the Prospect County Council will give you $100 towards the purchase price of your first off-peak hot water system, which could cut your hot water bill in half. Call Les Good at the Prospect County Council today, 635-0300. How would you like to live on an island? Bask in tropical sunshine. Just a 30-minute ferry ride from Townsville and a dazzling new casino. Paradise Valley Estate on Magnetic Island is giving you the chance to buy your dream from $19,950. There are 11 blocks left. The land is all freehold title with electricity, water and sewerage. It's perfect for the family who wants a change in lifestyle or a wise investor. Paradise Valley Estate. For details, ring Ian Ivers on Sydney 720-869 or see today's Mirror.
7:41 at 2.
W.
Yes, and
Traffic.
looking at the traffic now. In Spit Road, Mossman, outside the rowing club, a small accident with no one injured. In San Susie, Ramsgate Road and Rocky Point Road, another. Still got a broken down meat truck in Northmead. That's at Bryans Road near Kleins Road, heading east. In Drummoyne, Victoria Road, approaching the Gladesville Bridge. Very sluggish traffic this morning, as is Tom Ugley's Bridge. Cumberland cabs report heavy traffic around the West Ryde Shopping Centre. A car broken down in Manlyvale at Condamine Street, holding up traffic. Clarence and Kent are the best northbound runs on the Harbour Bridge. It's still built up there due to that earlier protest. Cabramatta Road and Elizabeth Drive. Allied Couriers report a car broken down, affecting westbound traffic.
That's our Friday traffic up to date. We have our birthday bit next. Special hi to all the students at Bidwell High School today. They got the big sausage sizzle line, eh? Didn't invite us, did they?
No.
We might gate crash it. What's that? Talking about cooking. Our family motto: where there's smoke, there's my wife's cooking. We'll catch you with our birthdays in just a tick, Sam. 7:41. Classic year, 7:45 at 2WS. And Barbie Streisand somewhere. Sam Powers here, it's birthday time.
Aries, star signs. Shall I do them?
Okay, for Friday, April 11th, the 101st day of the year. That leaves us with, hang on, where's my calculator? 264 days to go.
Ooh, well, Aries, good stars for all things involving personal possessions. There are winds in the air. It's also a great day for love and affection.
We'll have a look at our birthday list in just a tick. Not many famous people born on this day, but I managed to dig up Manuel Quintana.
Oh, Manuel.
Yeah, he was born on this day, 1722. He's the great Spanish poet.
Well, it's not Manuel.
No.
Basil?
He was born on this day. Well, I said they can't all be gems, can they? Also on this day in history, 1905, Albert Einstein announced his theory of relativity of time and space. Do you know one thing, Sam? Einstein didn't speak until he was 3 years old. And that's true, yeah. I had a cousin, Egbert, who didn't speak until he was 23. And suddenly, one day, he looked up from the breakfast table and said to his parents, "This porridge is lumpy." And they wept and they cried with joy. His mother cried out, "Egbert, you can talk. Why haven't you spoken before?" And Egbert said, "Well, up until now, the porridge has been okay." 7:46.
If a man's in love with you, he can't just marry someone else.
And if your dad's abusing you, you don't have to stay and take it.
It's Neighbours, the new TV series on Channel 10, with issues you'll understand.
And if a boy is unbearable, you don't have to put up with him.
It's all happening in Neighbours, rated G, tonight at 7 o'clock.
There was stirring throughout the business camp when a man from Minicost came into town, armed only with budget-priced office furniture and a firm promise to keep all his prices down. Then the business houses rejoiced, and his opposition knew that all was lost. Yes, the price of office furniture stays down thanks to the man from Minicost.
Minicost Office Furniture, Wattle Crescent, Piermont and 583 Church Street, North Parramatta. See the man from Minicost today for maximum quality, minimum price.
Time is 7:47.
Oh, Margaret, that dear little piggy bank Mummy gave you, you wouldn't. You would.
Since childhood, saving money has never been easy. And as you get older, it gets even more tempting to break into your savings.
I want that studded leather jacket. I must have it.
To help you save and resist temptation along the way, the State Building Society has created Incentive Saver to protect your savings from their biggest threat, you. Incentive Saver pays a mighty 13% interest per annum. That's way higher than most, and it's paid daily on the whole balance. However, if your balance falls below $500, your interest falls too. Keep your account above $500, and you keep earning 13% interest per annum. That's a big incentive to leave your money alone until you've enough for something worthwhile.
More oil on the shoulders, Roger. After all, I am paying for this holiday.
Incentive Saver, only at the State Building Society.
2WS at 7:48. Happy birthday time to Chris Cavello of Hunters Hill, 46. Michelle Radford of Mount Hunter is 3 today, and Daryl Jenkins, Emu Plain, 16. Oops, sorry.
Sure, hello. Cheryl Honeyman of South Penrith is 13 today. Robert Parnell of Blacktown is 12. And Anne and Bill O'Sullivan celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary today.
Wayne Snedden of Wendy is finally catching up to Carol at 25. Samantha Speciale of Campbelltown is 9. Adam Bray, a big Eels fan of Engadine, is 10. And also Michael Dunn of Bosley Park turns 1 today.
Sally Greenfield of Barclay Vale is 31. Postman Wayne Hickey having a birthday. Also Lyndall Pritchard of St Clair, she's 4 today. And David Doughton of Greystanes is 11.
Stephen Clark, McGrath's Hill, 14. And Michelle Foley of Padstow, 31. Melissa Soper of South Penrith turns 8 today.
Andrew Hawthorne of Seven Hills is 7. Karen and Danielle Denning having a birthday over the weekend. And happy birthday to Mick Pearson, he's turning 24. Lots of love from your sister Joanne.
And not to mention one lady also having a birthday, and she's been nominated for our birthday bash. Having a birthday today, working at Navy Fleet Headquarters at Potts Point, is one Karen Ferry, and they will take out all the champagne and the cake and everything to you. Have a good time from all of us at 2WS. 7:49. The Beatles released this song back in 1963. Back in 63, the Beatles released that song on this very day in history. Remained on the charts for 6 months. Hey, you never get sick of hearing it. It's 7:51 at 2WS. In our 8 o'clock news this morning, Steve Blander will have details on a couple of stories of increasing speculation that America is about to move again against Libya. And also we talked to the Harbour Bridge rigger who removed a protest banner from the old coat hanger earlier on this morning. Details in 8 minutes from now. They've just put out a new forecast. It's going to be still a warm, hot day, but that subtly changed for later on. It's going to be a little bit stronger than they were expecting. Until that arrives, expect a high in town of about 26, Sydney's west 30 degrees, the Blue Mountains about 23. But quite a gusty southerly change and thunderstorms with that shower. Probably later on this arvo or tonight, which is absolutely great for those going up in our Comet Catcher jet. Hope not too many people get airsick. Weekend outlook, cool to mild and rain on Saturday. Southerly winds still hanging around, clearing up for Sunday.
Me and My Girl, the Lambeth Walk musical, starts at Her Majesty's on Friday, and there are still good seats available for the glittering opening night. Me and My Girl. Book now at Mitchell's Bass or Her Majesty's.
They say that popping the question's the toughest part about getting engaged. Well, it's nothing compared to looking for an engagement ring. I'm just glad we found Diamond Traders when we did, or we could have been divorced before we got married. Diamond Traders make you feel comfortable. They show you a beaut selection of engagement rings, and you can't buy better anywhere in Sydney. Diamond Traders guarantee it. Yeah, next time I get engaged, I'm going straight to Diamond Traders.
And at 7:53.
If you want a good used car, talk to Ken Sams. His cars are from $2,000 and every car is thoroughly checked before it's sold. A big choice of make and models and finance is easy. Ken Sams Used Cars, Hume Highway, Chilora, 642-7999.
Tonight on Channel 7, Laurence Olivier and Michael Caine in one of the most acclaimed thrillers of all time.
You are a young man, dressed as a clown, about to be murdered.
They play games, nasty, deadly games.
I did not murder him!
That take you one step beyond the limit of nerve-shattering suspense.
It's the truth.
Two of the world's great actors in one of the all-time great suspense movies, Bridgestone presents Sleuth, tonight on 7.
Good morning, this is 2WS. Time is 7:54.
What a great track. That's the new one from the Saints. It's called Just Like Firewood. It's about 2 minutes to 8 o'clock. News will be coming up in just a couple of minutes' time.
Yes, also I'll just let you know that there's been an accident on the corner of Bexley Road and William Street in Clapton Park, and also an accident on the corner of Lombard Street and Marlborough Street, Glebe, and Rocky Point Road and Ramsgate and beautiful Sans Souci.
Dear, do you remember where the lad said he was going tonight?
Said he was going to look at some bunnies or something.
He must be going to the zoo, I suppose.
You may find bunnies at the zoo, but the bunnies everyone's interested in is at South Sydney Juniors, the disco that's livening up Friday nights. The venue where they play all the latest hits. And a great night out doesn't cost you the earth.
I didn't know the zoo was open at night.
Bunnies at South Sydney Juniors, Anzac Parade, Kingston.
at Grace Brothers.
Paddy's markets have returned to the Haymarket, and the bargains are even bigger and better than before. Give the supermarkets and the department stores the big shot. Paddy's markets bring you massive savings on food, plants, fresh fruit and veggies, clothes, jewellery, footwear, furnishings, china, electrical goods, and heaps more. Come to Paddy's Markets, the home of the big dollar savings, now back at the Haymarket. Open 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Sunday.
In the Seven Hills Hotel, right opposite the station, there's a venue that really knows how to rock. The Hills Inn Tavern. Tonight it's rocking with Strange Tenants and Mustard Club. Tomorrow, Ups and Downs and the Saints. The Hills Inn Tavern with the Saints tomorrow. But tonight, don't miss Strange Tenants and Mustard Club. Both nights add up to a big weekend of music. The Hills Inn Tavern, the rocking heart of the Seven Hills Hotel, right opposite Seven Hills Station.
QSM, it's 8 o'clock. Good morning, I'm Sandy Aloisi. Police have charged 2 men with trespassing after they climbed onto the Harbour Bridge to wave a protest banner this morning. 2 men climbed onto the bridge to protest against the US nuclear test in the Nevada desert today and the visit to Sydney by US Defence Secretary Caspar Weinberger. 2 men were taken down from the top of the bridge by members of the police rescue squad. A hunting party is trying to track down a pack of wild dogs that yesterday mauled a 5-year-old Queensland girl near a popular beach campsite. Police have already shot the pack leader and traps have been set for the others. With more, here's Yubi Formica.
Police say Christy Ann Corney suffered severe bites to just about every part of her body when she was attacked near the freshwater campground, about 150 kilometres north of Brisbane. They say there's confusion over the type of animal which attacked the child. Some eyewitnesses claim it was a dingo, but local police say it could have been a wild dog, possibly an Alsatian cross. The youngster, on holidays with her family from Tara on the Darling Downs, was on the beach when one of the 4 dogs attacked just after 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. In Brisbane, Yubi Formica, 2SM News.
A woman has been charged with 4 counts of attempted murder and 4 of assault involving her 2-year-old son and 16-month-old daughter. Police say a doctor from Westmead Hospital told them he'd been notified that the 16-month-old child was found unconscious and not breathing at a home in Winston Hills on Wednesday. She was revived by an off-duty nurse. After further investigation, police charged a 28-year-old woman with the offences against the 2-year-old boy allegedly occurring between December 1983 and January 84. Police have recaptured Etna Creek prison escapee Michael Murray south of Mackay this morning. His recapture follows a statewide alert issued earlier today after Murray was seen driving away from the scene of a break-and-enter robbery in Rockhampton. Murray, a convicted murderer and considered by police to be mentally unstable and highly dangerous, escaped from the prison last Sunday. The details of his recapture aren't known yet. 3-year-old AIDS victim Eve Van Grafhorst has undergone a series of blood tests in New Zealand to determine whether she has the virus. Eve's mother Gloria says she took her daughter to New Zealand for the tests because she doesn't trust testing procedures here in Australia. A second US aircraft carrier is on its way to the Mediterranean. The Coral Sea is taking up duty there again as the Reagan administration considers any actions against Libya for involvement in the recent wave of terrorist attacks. Spain has recalled its Libyan ambassador to get an explanation of the threats by Colonel Gaddafi that he'll involve all of the Mediterranean in a war if the US fleet attacks his nation. Leaders also of the world's professional pilots associations have begun a meeting in London calling for an international boycott of countries harbouring terrorists. The technical manager of one of Australia's largest chemical companies claims some of the organisation's agricultural chemicals could cause reproductive problems in humans. In a confidential memo to the company's Director of Agriculture, the technical manager also says that 2 other chemicals are being used, even though reports on their possible adverse effects are 2 or 3 years away. Today's Herald says the memo, circulating through the Ciba-Geiger company, mentions products which the company would have the greatest difficulty in defending. The memo also says tests on workers exposed to potentially dangerous chemicals are done after 48 hours instead of the required 12, and that the company hasn't replaced a cattle dip chemical which has been shown to be cancer-causing, even though it agreed to do so 7 years ago. New bus passes for New South Wales school children will cost $25 a term and will become available for the last 2 terms of this year.